Assignments and percentages for the course. So if you should have just watched the simple or the syllabus screencast, and so now that one in particular that everybody focuses on, how does my grade work? So they're lumped by assignment, your grades are. And here that's how stuff gets imported into the course. Don't worry about that. That it gets shot to these things. So all of your SmartBook quizzes. So when you see these chapters show up with the highlights, and you're taking the quizzes, and then it sort of gives you lets you rank them. You know, how do you think you did okay? You're moderately convinced that you got the right answer, and all that stuff together. All of these together add up to about 30% of the total course grade. Right. So the first one or two are gonna sort of seem like that's showing up as the whole percentage in your grade books. You want to wait till you get a few of these in till you get a good idea how the smart books are going for you. Most students tend to like these. Okay, so there's a whole lot of smart book quizzes. So the little things along the way. And then your responses. These are things that you're going to upload. All right, so you'll only have a few of these published at the moment, but at the end of the module, you're going to reflect. I'm going to ask you to pick, in the case here, like, would you think you'd get along better with Paleolithic or Neolithic? And do a short write-up and upload it. This one's not meant to be too hard. Should be a good grade for most of you on that. Different ones will call for different things. So as we go on into the course, as the course progresses, we're going to work with integrating some evidence. And so that just means backing yourself up. So it's good collegiate level skill to have. And hitting a lot of the learning outcomes that I covered from the syllabus. So even if I don't point those out along the way, you can kind of go back and look and think, well, wow, that the reason this is here is it helps fill one of the learning outcomes. All right, these are not showing up in the date. That's in the modules. By the way, this is just the group for how it's working with your grade. And then the presentations, total presentations at 30%. So when you upload even this first short one for a point, then that's that's going to swing your whole presentation group percentage. So it sounds really odd, but that 1 point is going to count for 30 points to start out with on your final grade, but then you're going to have a bunch of other ones to upload. And let's just go into modules. And even though I have the separate modules section, and look at this, so this is how the whole thing plays out. See, remember we have, per the module navigation screencast there, as you go along the way through this prehistory, well, you've got just the chapter reading. That's not counting for points. That's not counting for points, but you're going to hopefully tie it in down here at the end. Your smart book. See how the process starts repeating through here. So chapter reading, screencast, smart book, and then the response. All right, that's how you're getting to your points. And then at the, I was going to point out at the end here, these chapter readings are at 0 because I like to keep the chapter reading there and not just have you go to the smart book, because that assignment expires and then it's a lot clunkier just to go in and try to get material out of, and you can't highlight it as you can a chapter reading. So a lot of the line items seem to duplicate, but they're really just slightly different, I guess I'd say. And remember also per the modules one that you're going to see, we tend to work in large movements. So when we get through the Romans in this case, then I'm gonna make you do just a minor research. This is meant to be fairly easy points, but just to give you something more and meatier to present on in your first presentation. And these are going to be for a point. Like, I'm gonna make you upload an article. It's not that hard to find. Free point, right? Same thing with a film on demand citation, or there's another film database we're going to look at that the students are liking better now for a free point. So that instead of 4 points overall here, then you would have 6. So this is meant again to help you out. But notice that it looks a little bit different here. So if you're seeing, well, wait a minute, smart books are 100 points. These are just 4 and 5 and 6 for the whole thing. Well, okay, but that's not the way the course points are working. These are just averaging with other smart books. So at the end of the day, right, you're gonna at the end of your grade book, in your view, the 30% or 30 points because it's 100 points in the class, right? So all of these 100-point deals are gonna only end up as 30% or 30 points. So even though it says for the responses that a lot of them are 1, 2, 3, you're going to have some 4-pointers and so on, they're all going to average together for 40% or 40 points. So these are meatier even though they don't look like it. And the reason I do this is to not, it's for you. It helps you in terms of the score and the final percentage and how much of this 40 points you're getting. Because I find that if I kind of beat students up, give you harder assignments earlier, it tends to I can bevel the edge, I guess I would say. So I can introduce concepts along the way without sort of welcoming you to Humanities 1301 and you don't know quite what to do and you start getting really bad grades and all of that. So I'll introduce the evidence integration, working with topic ideas, trying to stay on topic. Wait a minute, you're dropping quotes, but you're not integrating evidence, and so things that we need to know on the collegiate level. But oftentimes when we're coming out of high school, we don't really know, or we have forgotten, or maybe it's been a long time since we've been in college. So it's meant to scaffold into all of this. Okay, the presentation's also 30%, so you don't do as much. Most of the courses you're doing smart books and reading responses, but you have opportunities in the course where you're going to pick your own topic and present on it. That's for the little bit of research. So that's a significant chunk of the time. Don't be, if you're really, really scared to present, we need to work on a way to get over that, I guess, because this is a large percent of the course. All right, so that's 30% or 30 points on the grade. And these are just placeholder, have 0 because there wouldn't be any points for the chapter reading. That's just the way McGraw-Hill works to get the content in.